Greetings, man fans. All right, so this is day 2 of chapter 6, and we're going to kind of follow the similar path of the first day, day 1. Okay, so remember what you had to do with day 1? You actually had to do some factoring, and then you can cancel things out. So we're going to make it's just a little more complicated, not much more, but just a little bit more. And so let me just start with a problem here. So really, we're going to do some multiplication, and we're going to do division. Right, and the deal is you can cancel anything from the top, no matter how many terms there are. Anything from the top can cancel with anything from the bottom. That's important. Okay, so if here's a fraction and here's a fraction and here's a fraction, if there's multiplication, that's what's going to your wind up. You're going to have multiplication between those terms. You can factor anything from the top with anything from the bottom. Okay, that's it. So I can, in other words, I can go and cancel something from this fraction with this one, or this fraction with this one, or this, when I say fraction, that part of the fraction with this one. I can, with this guy, I can do any one of these three as well, and with this one, I can do any of those as well. Okay, so anything with the top can cancel with anything from the bottom. That looks kind of pretty. Okay, so let's just start out with an example. If I did x plus 5 times x minus 3, so this was already factored for you, over x plus 2, okay, times x plus 2 times x minus 4 over x minus 4, x plus 5. All right, so basically, if it has to be the exact same thing. One can't be plus, one can't be minus. It has to be exactly the same thing. You can cancel anything from the top, anything with the bottom. Because, right, this is multiplication, right, the dot. Okay, so if I cancel things out, do you guys agree the x plus 5s are here? And then I have an x plus 2. Those cancel out. And then I have an x minus 4. So what's left over? Just an x minus 3. And so that actually is my answer. It's x minus 3 over 1, which is just x minus 3. Okay? It's really pretty easy to do that. Okay, let's just talk about division quickly, and then we'll get to a little more complicated problem. So if I have x minus 3 times x plus 4 divided by x plus 1 divided by, so it's your division symbol, x minus 3 times x plus 2 over x plus 1 times x minus 4. If you guys remember, when you divide the first fraction, like if I have 1/2 divided by 3/4, okay, remember what you change this to multiplication, so it's 1/2 times, and then you flip the second term. Only the second one, so flip second term. Got to remember that, guys. You flip the second term. So it's 1/2 times 4/3. Okay? So you would get 4 over 6, and if you reduce that, you can put it in your calculator, I don't care, and you get 2/3. So that's the answer. So that's the only difference between multiplication and division is you change it to multiplication from division, and you flip the second term. Okay? So let me just erase this here, and let's do the problem then. Okay. So basically, I'm going to write this again as x minus 3 times x plus 4 over x plus 1 times, flip it. So it's x plus 1, x minus 4. That's the bottom now becomes on the top, and then the other goes to the bottom. So x minus 3, x plus 2. That's it. And then we just do exactly what we just did before. We cancel anything from the top with anything from the bottom. So here's an x minus 3. Here's an x plus 1. And that's it. You guys agree with that? There's nothing else I can cancel here. Okay. Here's an x minus 4. Here's an x plus 4. Of course, they're on the top, the same spot. So my answer for this problem is x plus 4 times x minus 4 over x plus 2. You don't need to FOIL this out. That's it. You're done. Okay, it's not bad. Okay, so let's do one where you have to do a little bit of work now to get your answer here. So if I give you x squared minus x minus 12 over x squared minus 2x minus 8 times 2x plus 4 over x squared minus 9. So I'll tell you guys, you got to know how to factor. There's 4 factoring problems in this problem, and then you cancel out after that. If you can't factor, I can't give you any credit for it. You have to know how to factor. So basically, for the first one, there's 2 factor boxes. So let me do the factor boxes. So it's x squared, negative 12, and negative x. So it's x and x. Negative 12 is going to be negative 4 and positive 3, because it's going to give me negative 4x plus 3x is negative x. So you have that x minus, or the top part is going to be x minus 4x plus 3. So x minus 4x plus 3. Okay, the bottom, let's do that factor box. So it's x squared, negative 8, and negative 2x. So it's x and x. This is going to be negative 4 and positive 2, because that's going to be negative 4x and positive 2x. That gives you negative 2x. It's good. So that's x plus 2x minus 4. So x plus 2, x minus 4. All right, that's the first factoring. The next one, that's 2x plus 4. The next one is going to be factor greatest common factor, so divide both by 2. So you take out a 2, so 2, that's x plus 2. And the bottom should be a difference of 2 squares. So the square root of x squared is x, the square root of 9 is 3. So it's going to be x plus 3, x minus 3. That's it, man, completely factored. So anything you can cancel from the top with the bottom, you do that. So let me look here. I have, there's an x plus 2. So that's out of here. I have an x plus 3. Oh, that's good. Oh, I have an x minus 4. Sweet! So everything's gone except that 2 on top. So that's equal to 2. And on the bottom is just x minus 3. And that, math fans, is your final answer. Okay? Not bad, not bad. All right, let's do another one here. Let's do a division one. Okay, so let's start with the problem here. It's x to the 4th over x squared plus 2x minus 15 divided by x cubed over x squared minus 25. Okay, so first thing I'm going to do here, guys, I'm going to flip it because I want it to be in the right spot here. So it's x to the 4th over x squared plus 2x minus 15 times x squared minus 25 over x cubed. Okay, so the only factor box I have is the bottom left here, this x squared plus 2x minus 15. So let's do it. So it's x squared, negative 15, and 2x. So x and x, negative 15 is going to be 5 and negative 3, because it's going to be 5x and minus 3x. So it gives us 2x, perfect. So it's x to the 4th over x plus 5, x minus 3. Okay, and then times, what is that's the difference of 2 squares. So it's just an x and a 5. So it's x plus 5, x minus 5 over x cubed. Okay, so let's start canceling out. X plus 5, x plus 5. Okay, now you have a battle between these two, and who wins? Okay, that's with x's. Well, the top wins by 1. So that's out of here, and that's just x to the 1, or x. And that's it. That's all I have to cancel out. So it's x times x minus 5 over x minus 3. And yeah, I don't care if you put those in parentheses, it doesn't matter. Okay, it does here. I mean, you certainly have to have this guy in parentheses, x times x minus 5, because if you didn't, it would be weird, right? It would be x minus 5, you wouldn't know what to do. So anyway, let me get rid of that circle there. That's your answer. Okay, x times x minus 5 over x minus 3. Can't cancel anything else out because they're not the same. X minus 5 and x minus 3 have nothing in common. You cannot cancel it out. Okay? All right, got one more to do with you guys. Again, these are pretty mellow. Again, a lot of factoring involved here. So we're going to do 2x cubed minus 3x squared over x squared minus 2x minus 35 divided by 4x cubed minus 9x over 7x minus 49. This is probably the worst problem I could possibly give you, but it's not that big of a deal. So we got to, first I'm going to flip it, okay? So I'm going to write it as 2x cubed minus 3x squared over x squared minus 2x minus 35 times 7x minus 49 over 4x cubed minus 9x. Okay. First thing I'm going to do is that top left, so this is kind of out of here now. The top left I'm going to factor out I can just factor out an x squared, that's it. So if I divide each of these by x squared, I get x squared times 2x minus 3. Okay, that's cool. The next one's a factor box. I'm going to do it over here. So x squared, negative 35, negative 2x. So it's x and x, and that's 35 is 7 and 5. So it's negative 7 and positive 5. So it's going to give me x minus 7 and x plus 5. Okay, cool. And then it's times, just a greatest common factor, I'm going to factor out a 7. So it's 7 parentheses x minus 7. And the bottom, check this out. It's, if I factor out just an x, I get x times 4x squared minus 9. But the deal is, you could factor this one more time. Okay, this can be factored another time. Do you guys agree it's the difference of two squares? So if I put a number above it, it's going to be 2x and 3. So really this factors to x times 2x plus 3 and 2x minus 3. Okay. So now we do a little canceling out here, guys. Here's a 2x minus 3. Here's an x minus 7. Okay, and here's the x squared over x. So the x cancels out, and we just have x left over. So that's it. Here on top you have 7 and x. On the bottom you have x plus 5 and no, I crossed that x. There we go. That x is gone. Okay, so on the bottom I have x plus 5 and 2x plus 3. So your final answer is, look at everything you have left. So let me highlight this. I have that left. I have that left. On the bottom I have that left, and I have that left. So it's 7x over x plus 5 times 2x plus 3. That's it. That's my final answer, guys. Okay, looks a little complicated, but just flip the division and factor and cancel. That's all you do. Okay, so that's it, math fans. That's a pretty short lesson, but that is day 2. It's basically lots of factoring. It may be factored for you, not always, but it may be factored for you, and then you just have to cancel. And again, if it's division, you got to flip the fraction, the second fraction, not the first one, the second, and then you cancel, and then you're good to go. Okay, that's it, math fans. You have an outstanding day. Adios. Goodbye.